Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining the stream today. Joe Steele here with Crypto in the House, bringing the latest in crypto news and real estate. So I am going to jump in with some news that's pretty interesting today, and that brings us to FTX partnering with Reddit. Anyone familiar with FTX Pay and potentially Reddit community points may be happy to learn that these two entities are joining forces. Basically, Reddit, the community points, it says a measure of reputation in the user's community. Subreddits are displayed next to your username. So basically, if you contribute a lot, you stand out from the crowd. You get community points based on your activity. The integration of this FTX Pay is going to allow users to purchase Ether crypto from supported Reddit apps that can be used to pay blockchain network fees for their community points transactions on chain. So Sam Bankman-Fried had put out a statement about this earlier today. And I think that, hey, anytime you're seeing these brands work together, not the worst thing. People build a lot of, get their news from Reddit. A lot of people that are people like myself, people that are just influencers in the crypto space, use Reddit for many things. So who knows? We'll see where it goes. Could be interesting. For now, that's the latest with that story. The second one here, Mike Novogratz's company, Galaxy Digital, announces a second quarter of this year, 2022 financial results. And what you're sort of seeing here in the highlights is a net comprehensive loss of basically $500 million, 554.7 million, compared to 182.9 million loss the prior year before. Basically saying related to unrealized losses on digital assets and investments. Basically, the crypto industry went down. So they're attributing those losses to that factor. Basically, also saying the mining business demonstrated a record revenue of about 11 million in this quarter, which is a 204% growth compared to this time last year. Further on Mike, he was interviewed by Bloomberg about the price of Bitcoin and basically said he's doubtful that we're going to get through 30,000 in the short term. He thinks the range is probably 20 to 22, 20 to 30 for a broader range, with the next move breaking up, saying that, all this sort of volatility or, losses in the crypto market as of, this year. The Bitcoin story is very much tied to the Fed. We're still in a really complicated scenario. The last few data releases have started saying, well, geez, maybe that's a crazy idea if a soft landing is possible. Mike himself says he's still skeptical of the soft landing, but the markets are telling you that they believe in it. So, he thinks the Fed's going to be able to stop raising rates. Who knows? We'll see in September, but that's what's going on with him. The Nomad Bridge I covered last week. There was a couple white hat hackers have returned almost $33 million worth of tokens to the Nomad Bridge. They put a tweet out a couple days ago directing anyone who was willing to return those tokens to use this wallet address on Ethereum. And basically from a bridge that was drained of assets in less than 3 hours, at least we're seeing some people return these assets back, tokens back to the bridge. And we'll see how it goes. Obviously something's better than nothing for a lot of people, but clearly this is where a lot of this SEC and the regulations and want to come in and regulate the industry, and we'll see where they take that. Speaking of a little more negative news here, the Canada is joining the Celsius collapse. Basically, what it says, they're joining the investigation of the Celsius collapse, but essentially the AMF in Quebec has been looking into this since mid-June, right around the time Celsius suspended redemptions, essentially saying that the province's largest pension manager invested $150 million in Celsius last fall. And they owe users about $4.7 billion altogether. We'll see what, as this, transpires, what Canada, maybe putting some more pressure. Obviously, Celsius is pretty much back against the wall at this point. So, they're basically going through the litigation. There's nothing that they can, I'm sure, comment on, but interesting to see, Canada joining that probe as well. Moving into some real estate news, some potential positive signs. Lumber extended a 2-day rally, up 18%, as basically saying the real estate market shows signs of sticking a soft landing, according to research firm Alto Research. Jumped 9% Tuesday, so roughly 18% over 2 days. And the price reversal in the essential building commodity happened after a 5-month sell-off, 63%. So whatever that might be worth, we might see developers get a little bit of relief here as they've been doing the reverse and sort of giving more incentives to buyers to come in and say, well, hey, we'll give you even more than we're giving you that we sort of, factored into the initial investment. There's had to come out and, put in some more whereas in past, a year or 2 years ago, these things would be selling, left and right, but they're having a hard time selling new construction. So again, this might provide a little relief for those developers with the lumber, prices jumping. So we shall see. Work from home, I touched on a couple days ago. What the data is now saying, NYU researchers and Columbia basically studied the work from home movement, and there's able to put somewhat of a potential price point on what this could and actually, end up leading with. What they're saying is about $500 billion or $500 billion of lost value in office real estate in the commercial world, because basically we're seeing revenues are not coming in the same, occupancy is way down. People are not renewing their rates. I mean, imagine if you had a 10-year lease that was just expiring in 2020 or 2021 when you'd set up your office to work from home. Basically a 32% decline in office values in 2020. And then they're going to see another up to 30% in the long run. So this work from home shift is obviously causing a huge issue in the commercial world. Now, if you're investing in apartment buildings in that space, it might be a different story. But when you're looking at, hey, do I really want to lease an office space for, maybe half your employees don't want to come to work. Even if a third don't want to come to work, does it really make sense to have that kind of office? Obviously, you could feel for people who are maybe in the middle or the beginning of a 10-year triple net lease that no end in sight and no employees want to come in. What are you going to really do? But interesting study. We'll see how much that $500 billion of lost value shakes out. We'll know, obviously, in the long term. But for now, that's a pretty interesting study to at least have a benchmark of, hey, this is what they're looking at. So tough on the residential, tough in the commercial world. We are seeing some relief in the residential world. So who knows from there? We will, keep monitoring this story closely. But I, again, just want to try to stream a little earlier today. I appreciate you all joining, taking the time to watch. Like this video if you're finding value in it. I do these every day, bring you crypto and real estate news. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you're liking this, if you want me to do anything differently, cover more stories in depth. And, any kind of feedback would be grateful. I would be grateful for, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. And thank you again for watching the stream, and have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.